Welcome back, y'all. Live free, live wild. Today we're gonna do a little how-to video of making cordage from a plastic bottle. So right here, it's from Grimm Workshop. It's a little necklace, keychain, necklace, whatever. I wear it on a necklace. So first thing you gotta do is you gotta find a bottle. It's best if you can take the wrapper off of it. The cheaper the bottle, the easier it is to cut, but the cordage is a little bit weaker, obviously. Start by cutting the bottom off. Try to cut it as straight as possible. Scissors work a little bit better for this, but I'm out in the woods. I don't have a pair of scissors. Actually, I probably do. I probably got some in my med kit, but I'm not gonna waste them on this. Try to straighten this out a bit. And we'll leave that there. So you want to take it, you want to get it started. So all I did was pushed it through there, focus, and got it started. You're gonna hold this and get it going. You want to get a nice tail going. I like to do one full rotation. All right. So we got one full rotation. Now you can stand it up. And you can start pulling it. Be careful that you don't break it. If it feels like it's gonna break, push it with your hand. Come on. And that happens. So, you gotta start it again. takes a little bit of practice. It has these holes in it. You can actually, if you have some screws, you can screw it to a table or a branch or something, but we don't have that option right now. There we go. Now we got a good one going. Just got to play with it, see where it's comfortable for you. And if there's little spots in the bottle, like seams or where there was a dent at one point, it hangs up, so you gotta be careful because you don't want to rip it off. You want to try to get one long piece. So this little necklace is like carrying a giant roll of duct tape. Let's see how much we got here. It's every bit of 15, 20 feet. This stuff's pretty strong too. It's pretty strong. So now, if you had to, you can fish with it. You could build a shelter with it. You can do a lot of stuff with it. It's pretty strong. Let me show you a cool little trick though with it. Alright, so for whatever reason, I need 2 pieces of wood together. Right? For whatever reason. Building a shelter, building a chair, you know, whatever. I'm gonna wrap a little bit around this one first. Okay. And I'll take this one. I'll be right back. Okay, so this next part, there's a couple of different ways you can do it. Take some hot water. And you pour it over it. My water needs to be a little warmer. I seen it working a little bit, but or so you can do it that way, which that I seen it moving a little bit. So what it's doing, what it's going to do is once you get your water hot enough, it's going to shrink it, and when it shrinks it, you know, it's obviously going to make it a tighter fit. But you can do it with the water. Because my water ain't hot enough. Or you can do it with the lighter. This way I don't like because you can break them. The water doesn't break them. The third way is you take a piece of wood, like a little twig, out of the fire, and just with the amber, you know, no flame to it, and you just run it all around it. And that heat from the smoldering stick will shrink everything. See, that's what I don't like about the lighter. It stretches it a little too much. I've broken them this way before. That wind is kicking up. So it's tighter than what it was. It's definitely tighter this way. Like if you were building a structure, that ain't moving. Now to keep it from doing this, I'd have to frap it which is I go in between them, run it in between all the way through, and that'll pinch that together and pinch that together, and then that tightens it even more. But you want to do that before you melt it. You can't melt it and then do that, because then you're gonna snap them. But yeah, putting tension on it that way, that ain't gonna break. That's all I got, and that ain't breaking. That's all I got. It ain't breaking. So yeah, it's a cool little trick. And the sad thing is there's bottles everywhere, no matter where you go. You could be on a deserted island and find plastic bottles. It's ridiculous. But you got this little necklace, you got more options. So you can make one too. There's actually a way that you can do it with your knife. I don't know if I have, let's see here. So what you would do is, you got to determine how deep you want your or how thick you want your cordage. So the thinner or thicker. Thicker is going to be a little bit stronger. So take this, and cut this right here. This isn't the way you would do it. I'm just giving you an idea of how it's done. Normally you would do this. You would cut a sapling, like a live small tree about that big around. That way it's in the ground, so it's sturdy and you got a nice sturdy platform to work from. So you would cut the tree down, then you would put a notch in there, right, like so. Then you're gonna notch it this way. It's taking forever. Okay, so you got your notch, like so. Now what you would do is you would take your knife and you would put it however thick you want your plastic, your cordage. So if you want it, make sure this is nice and clean when you do it. Get that nice and straight so it's not grabbing on anything. Okay, so this is a tree in the ground. See how I got it cut? You're gonna take your knife, and however thick you want your cordage, you're gonna put it wherever you want the thickness at. So, say I want 1/2 inch. Okay, that's about a 1/2 inch. And then you would pound your knife in right there. Obviously, if this is a standing tree, it's going to be a lot easier. I might stab myself in the hand. I might stab myself in the hand. I might stab myself in the hand. It's not in there all the way. I didn't want it to go through my hand. But when you're doing this on a live tree, it's a lot easier. And I don't have another bottle to demonstrate. But what you would do is, you would get it started, and then you would just start running it, just like you would the necklace. And this depth right here, it's going to start out small, but it's going to work down to this platform right here. Okay, so you'll get to this depth. You got to pull down. When you pull down, that cut's going to go down, and then this part of the bottle is going to ride right here on this platform, and then it's going to cut up here. So then you get that thickness. If you want it thinner, you lower your knife. You want it thicker, you raise the knife. So that's how you do it right there on a live tree. This way is a little harder. I'm going to tell you that right now. It's easier to have the little tool. But having this knowledge is good because you can attempt it. I would practice this a few times before trying to do it out in a survival situation, but at least you have the knowledge now, and it's more than what you had before, right? So you're in a survival situation, you need cordage to build a shelter, or you're going to freeze to death. So now you found a bottle, and with this little video, showed you how to make cordage to build that out of that little bottle, right? So there you go. Live free, live wild. Like, share, subscribe, hit the bell, put on all notifications, and I'll see you on the next one.